Very good morning to all my dear friends. I am Prashant Pavani. I hope you all are doing good. Today is 26th November. It's Monday today. Let's start our day with a positive quote by Leo Tolstoy. If you want to be happy, just be happy. That's it. No rocket science. It's a very simple thing. Just be happy. And it's important to be happy because when we are happy, we are more productive. Think about it. With this, dear friends, our pen drive and tablet courses are available for various different exams. At present, we are providing flat 60% off on all our pen drive and Android courses. 28th November is the last date. So make the most out of it. Visit StudyIQ.com. We have many articles to go through. The first one is Leave Them Alone. And this Leave Them Alone is about John Allen Chow, the person that you can see on your screen. He was killed by these people living on this Sentinel Island. We have talked about this thing. It was part of our news item. And the reason why we find an editorial on this thing is because a very dangerous debate is going on this Sentinel people. Now, what is it all about? We'll talk about it, but before that, let me throw some more light on this thing. That, as you can see here, John Allen Chow was slain on the island, which is home to what is considered the last pre-Neolithic tribe in the world, and typically out of bounds to visitors. Now, this pre-Neolithic tribe means we are talking about an era. Neolithic basically means, or lithic stands, or this word lithic is associated with stone. So we are talking about this age or era where early human beings used to use stones for various different things, right? As a tool for killing animal, for skinning animal, for so many other various different things. So pre-Neolithic means they are still they are living the life of I would say early human beings, and we should not, of course, disturb their peace. We should not disturb their way of doing things, right? They are different from us, and we have been talking about secularism. We have talked about equality, freedom, and other things. So of course their way of life, or first of all, right, this piece of island is part of Andaman and Nicobar Island. So rules and regulations of our country are applicable on this thing, of course, right? This is a very basic and simple thing to understand. Now, we believe in secularism. We believe in different way of life. Our country is full of diversity, and this is a very unique diversity in itself, isn't it? Pre-Neolithic tribe still living in a small pocket of our country. This itself makes our country very unique, and protecting the lives, and protecting their culture, protecting their everything is part of it's our responsibility as citizens, as well as it's a responsibility of authorities, concerned authorities as well. Now, there is a dangerous lines of a debate that is going on at present. There are a few people out there, they are demanding for two things. The first one is that the Sentinelese should be convicted and punished who have killed this chap called John. The second demand is that they should be integrated into modern society. Now, this is a very dangerous thing that is going on. We should at least, we should, of course, provide them sort of a protection, and that is clearly, there are rules and regulations that if you want to visit this place, that you cannot visit without permission. And this person here, he was for whatever reason he visited this place. We don't know exactly, because there are other 5 fishermen who are arrested and who facilitated this misadventure. So they are arrested at present, but still the right answer will be with this person who is no more, Mr. John Allen Chow. Now, why he visited this place, we don't know, but without permission you cannot. So he was trespassing this thing. He was breaking law as well. Now, for a person who is, first of all, we have to understand this thing, that this tribal people, they are not interfering with our lives, right? They are living there peacefully. They are doing their own business. So this debate is completely illogical. We should not disturb their peace. We should not disturb their way of life. Let them, enjoy their life over there. They are living a very natural and I would say very, integrated with sort of nature sort of life over there since time immemorial. Now, having lived in isolation in an island in the Bay of Bengal for thousands of years, the sentinels have no immunity or resistance to even the commonest of infections. And this is one of the main reasons why people are not allowed to visit here. So this is why it is very important that you need to take permission, and only after that you can visit here. And visiting this place is full of danger as well, because back in 2004 tsunami, post-tsunami time, when government of India was trying to help various different people living in various different parts of the world, like in Thailand and other places at that point of time. Of course, we were aware about these people who are living here, right? But we tried to help them. The government tried to help them, and you might have watched this video over the internet, and this picture. This a few people are standing on a beach, and they are having this bow and arrow in their hand, and they are they started attacking this helicopter. So it's a very famous footage of this place. So these arrows were fired even at government aircraft, and all this service that we have conducted so far. So basically what I'm trying to say is that it's dangerous it's very dangerous to visit this place here, because they have no connection with us. We cannot understand their language. There is no other tribal group that can understand their language. According to 2011 census, their population was just 15, though there are people like T. N. Pandit who made contact with them in 1960s, and as per Mr. T. N. Pandit, their population should be somewhere between 80 to 90. So the bottom line here is, right, leave them alone, let them do their own things. It is for their own protection, it is for humanity, right? We should not disturb their peace. We don't know their way of life, so it's better to not interfere with their way of life. And this debate here, right, the punishing convicted, and this is completely illogical. It's not going to, it's not right, right? It's not right. So let's move on to second topic of the day. It's about a head on malaria. Very interesting article, and quite motivating as well, as far as our country is concerned, particularly Odisha. Odisha is a very good example for the whole world, for our country, when it comes to eliminating malaria. Now, World Malaria Report 2018 is out, and this has been published by, of course, World Health Organization. This report brings with it a ray of hope that by 2020, hopefully 40% of all these new cases as well as deaths globally will be controlled. 40%, which is not a small amount. And to the end of 2030, by the end of 2030, this epidemic will come to an end. This malaria will be a thing of the past. So these two things are quite motivating, and if we achieve these figures, right, these targets, then that's going to be very beautiful for every one of us. Now, the reason why it looks like we will achieve this thing is because Odisha, as I told you, is a very good example. Odisha is a place, right, that is having, it used to have, or in fact, even today, it has this high level of morbidity and deaths. Nearly most of the cases, or I would say half at present. Like, say, for example, it used to have 100 cases, but now it is 50. So the progress that is made by Odisha, it's brilliant. And it also indicates that if we are, up to date, and if we are making sure that consistency is maintained as far as this public health actions are concerned, that we can achieve good results. So WHO is quite optimistic about Odisha, and based on Odisha's achievement, it is also projecting that it will that we can eliminate malaria throughout the world. Now, let's go through some basic things about this state of Odisha. It was considered, or in fact it is, most endemic state as far as this malaria is concerned. It started recruiting accredited social health workers. Large scale distribution of insecticide treated bed nets were provided, and it also encouraged health seeking behavior. So all these things have worked. Now we have to keep this thing in mind that as per this Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry 2017 report indicates that in Odisha we have some 3,52,140 malaria cases. So that's a matter of concern. Things have improved quite drastically, no doubt, but still the state is in not that good condition. And the biggest challenge that we are facing at present is this, resistance to combination therapy. So if we get this, drug resistant malaria, then that's going to be a big challenge. And malaria is a disease that you find in this whole region, like we find it in northeastern state of our country as well. It is prevalent in various different parts, but it's a bit more, you can say, dominating force here. So in northeast, in eastern parts, in West Bengal, not just that, it is available in this whole belt here, so Myanmar and other countries. So South Asia should stick together. They should work together. All these countries should work together to end malaria in this part of the world. So again, a very easy to understand article, not that difficult, I believe. So now we have two articles. Both of them are on 26/11, this Mumbai attack that took place some 10 years ago. Now, 26/11 is considered as one of the most, I would say, horrific terror attack in 21st century. And there is a reason as well behind it. We are going to go through it. Now, we have this program called Make in India. We are also talking about this Designing India and other things. Pakistan too. They have their own program called Make in Pakistan and Design in Pakistan. When it comes to Make in India, we are talking about manufacturing, we are talking about jobs. When it comes to Make in Pakistan, there's no official Make in Pakistan. I'm just giving you some words here with the help of which you can understand what's going on in Pakistan. So with this Make in Pakistan, right, what they are doing is they are providing you training camps where you various different, terror organizations can be trained by Pakistani professionals. They will provide you this, funds for this terror agenda and all these things. And the reason why I'm saying is because this 26/11 was a very sophisticated, it was a very sophisticated attack, or the things that were used in it, the tactics and training and other things are not something that you see from a terrorist organization, or just you can say local, or this next door terrorists. No, they are this boys who were doing this thing, this massacre. They were highly trained, and Pakistani army, or I would say the deep state, or the establishment in which you have their army as well as their ISI. They were the ones who were providing this background or back office support. It's not just our country. We saw this 911 in USA. Then there was bombing in a train in Madrid, that is in Spain. London, bus bombings, and then we saw this 26/11 in 2008. Even before that, we have seen this. Our parliament was attacked. In 2006, there was a train bomb in Mumbai that killed nearly 200 people, and so many others were injured. And in 1993, over 250 people were killed in Mumbai again. So this series of Black Friday coordinated bomb explosion. Dawood Ibrahim and this Tiger Memon and other people were associated with this sort of terrorist activities. So this warfare is going on. This tactic that is used by Pakistan for a very long period of time now, it is using terrorists as well as these organizations as a sort of as a warfare technique, and it is used to keep us engaged. It will keep us busy, and it will keep our expenses. Our development can be hampered because of this thing, and political ripple effect and social ripple effect, and then communal hatred, and then you find more people who become, it becomes easy for them to recruit young boys and girls when they can create this sort of communal riots and other places in our country. So it's dangerous for unity of our country and other things. So when terrorists when they attack us, of course we have some, you can say, casualties, and which is very sad, but the ripple effect is something that will go on and on for a very long period of time. Now the tactics employed may vary, but the objective is common: achieving mass casualties and widespread destruction. Now, as I was talking about this, technicalities and sophistication that was visible in this, 10 member Fidain group that was highly trained by some special forces of Pakistan, because this 10 members or this 10 terrorists, they were using, they controlled our city for nearly four. When I say city, I'm talking about, of course, they were located in few pockets, but they were dragging attention of the whole world for 4 days. Right, this rampage was on. Then they used this voice over internet protocol. They chose a sea route, right? They avoided detection, and they were trained in this, in how to do boating and other things. So it's clear that they were sponsored as well as trained by Pakistan. And seldom has a terrorist incident lasted this length of time since the Munich Olympics massacre in 1972. When Jew players in this, Munich is in Germany, when they were attacked by this Palestinian terror. I think it was Palestinian terror group. I forgot the name, but it was executed by this Palestinian rebel groups or someone from their side. So it's 2611 is a big thing, as you can understand, right? It's a big thing, and it has helped us in our, after that we have streamlined our security, but still we need to work on intelligence level, and there are other things on which we have to work, like coastal security. Now it is looked after by Navy, Coast Guard and Marine Police. Then we have this, in 2009 we set up this NIA, and it's working reasonably well. We have this National Intelligence Grid that is known as NetGrid. Then we have this Multi-Agency Center, which functions under IB. Then we have 4 new operational hubs for NSG, so we can quickly, rapid response is available, and we have this Navy constituted a joint operations center to keep vigil over our extended coastlines. But the thing here is that, terrorists have made our world a bit less safe now. They are using this lone wolf tactics, where they are using cars or any other things that they can use to create this terror, as well as to kill as many people as possible. So lone wolf and sleeper cells and all these things are some of the latest, you can say, and social media, misuse of social media, and all these things are big challenges in front of us, and we need to, you can say, fight against these challenges. But for that we have to stick with each other. We cannot just have, if countries are not on the same page, then we cannot achieve anything in front of terrorism, because terrorism is an ideology, and we have to kill this ideology with the help of love and brotherhood. Pursuing LashkarEtaiba. Having said that, I don't mean to say that when you see a terrorist, you should offer him or her a flower. Terrorists, they deserve a bullet, right? If they are holding a gun and if they are trying to attack us, then yes, they need a bullet. But when I'm talking about love and fraternity and brotherhood, I'm talking about, this communal harmony, communal unity. These are the things that we need to promote, because we don't want any youngster to fall prey to this. We don't want any youngster to be brainwashed by these terror organizations. I hope things are clear. Pursuing LashkarEtaiba, it's about America's grip on Pakistan. We can say that Pakistan has misused America for a very long period of time now. Pakistan was supposed to do many things for USA, but it has consistently failed. And now USA is fed up with Pakistan as well. But then as well, the main focus of USA is, even today, it is Afghanistan, of course, because there are so many thousands and thousands of soldiers of USA's force. They are living in Afghanistan. There are, other interests of USA in Afghanistan. So that's the thing. Now, India is trying to, project, and India has always tried that this LashkarEtaiba and their chiefs and other people are behind, they should be kept behind the bars. But we have failed, and the world has failed, because what happens is that when it comes to Pakistan, as I told you, right, Pakistan is a place where you find this, this safe haven for terrorist organization as well as these terrorists. They find a safe haven over there. So it's protected. This whole system is protected by Pakistani government, and Pakistani government is protected by China. Many times when we are, going through this 1267 committee of United Nations Security Council on terrorism, then China will use its veto power and it will protect Pakistan. So first of all, we need to be on the same page. Of course, China has signed on to BRICS and Heart of Asia declaration condemning the LET, but then as well when it comes to UNSC, it has always protected this terror organization. And the USA is focused on Afghanistan it's more focused on Afghanistan compared to Pakistan. So here, again, we don't see, this is the problem here. This is the reason why, these organizations are, even today, they are operating quite freely. Along the new Silk Roads, this one is a very interesting article. So we have gone through this one, and this one. We're going to drop this too. And this one is the last one, along the news Silk Roads. Now, remember our Venkaiah Naidu ji, our Vice President, he was in France, in Paris, to attend this Paris Peace Forum. And it was about commemorating this World War I veteran and this World War I. Now, World Bank and IMF made the case for a more inclusive multilateralism, and China was also present over there, and China has also talked about its BRI. Now today we are going to talk about a few important things about BRI, and it's going to be unique. This is for the first time we have discussing these things about BRI, and it's a very interesting article. Now BRI is, first of all, understand this thing, that it is in the constitution of an officially socialist China. It's very important. The other thing is BRI is different from other things because BRI, right, this Belt and Road Initiative, is indeed, develops without any dedicated law. There is no sort of standard law on BRI. I hope it's not that difficult for you to understand. Let me put it some other way. Like, say for example, when it comes to trading, when it comes to, we have rules, standard rules that are applicable on everyone. But when it comes to BRI, there is no one standard rule. Rules are more, you can say, customized. So say if, let's talk about CPEC, which is one of the most controversial, I would say, BRI project. Now, the CPEC and terms and conditions associated with CPEC is totally different. When it comes to a project that is signed between China and maybe Philippines or maybe Mongolia or maybe Azerbaijan. So different countries, different rules and regulations, right? And this legal texts, you find network of foreign trade agreements, bilateral investment treaties, other international investment agreements and things like that. So it's more customized, and it's not a thing that is having any sort of, you can say, one single standard applicable to all. It's more customized thing, and that's what China is trying to offer us. China is remember that China is not a democratic country. It's a thing. It's still you can say one party show, and we should be a bit skeptical here because as I told you about CPEC, it is passing from this Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and this is one of the reasons why India has always opposed this BRI. Now, if we are doing business with a country or with anyone, then of course it's quite natural that we are going to find some sort of hurdles and issues. So what happens when you have these hurdles, or when you have this technical or financial issues? At that point of time, you have some committees from Shanghai Cooperation Organization and AIIB and other committees, and the people working in this committee, they will help you with, or they will look after your case, and this whole court sort of thing will be looked after by this sort of joint committees. So it's quite a unique thing as far as this, BRI. These are a few various, you can say, new things about BRI. Now let's go through some latest news items very quickly. 6 ultras and 1 soldier is killed in Sophian. VHP raises temple pitch in Ayodhya. Pakistan invite. Punjab CM says no. Navjot Singh Sidhu has said yes, that he is ready to visit Pakistan. Employee has right to resign, says Supreme Court. It's about this airline pilot, I think, and he was not being paid, so he resigned, and he has won this case. That Supreme Court has said that yes, you have this right to resign, but you have to follow terms and conditions. If you have signed a bond or something, then you can resign, but you have to fulfill terms and conditions. Then you have this thing here, RIMES, RIMES, stands for Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System for Africa and Asia. And this RIMES has termed Titli cyclone as rarest of the rare. RIMES is an UN registered organization. On your screen you can see girls are practicing self-defense. That's a very good initiative that we find in Kerala, so hats off. Second item is HIV infected children likely to suffer cognitive impairment. So this has been said in a study, right? This study was done by National AIDS Control Organization. So here we go, and 106. And now remember, these are news items that you find in today's The Hindu newspaper, so you have to read complete report. I'm just highlighting most important items. 106 judicial postings in a month. News item from Sri Lanka. Second one from about Brexit deal. 30 dead in Uganda in this Lake Victoria. And Amur falcon, that is Siberian falcon, makes it to Somalia from Manipur. And Andaman and Nicobar Islands are home to 10th of India's fauna species. So second time Andaman and Nicobar is in today's discussion. Vocabs are there in front of your screen, and then you have this map-based question. So tell me about Sea of Azov and some of this political turmoil that is going on in the Sea of Azov for a very long period of time. What's going on over here? That's your question. These are your 3 different questions, right? That's everything. Enjoy your studies. I will share the PDF in a minute for you guys on my FB and Twitter handle. Share this lecture with other students. God bless you all. Jai Hind.